You think your hamster is living its best life in that cute little cage with the colorful wheel and tiny food bowl? But here's the truth. Your hamster might be stressed out of its mind right now, and you probably don't even realize it. These small, adorable creatures are masters at hiding their discomfort, and what seems like a perfectly fine setup to you could be causing them anxiety every single day. Let's talk about what's really going on in your hamster's world, because some of the things stressing them out might surprise you. First up, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the cage that's way too small. If your hamster is living in one of those colorful plastic cages you bought at the pet store, the ones marketed specifically for hamsters, I hate to break it to you, but that cage is probably causing chronic stress. Most commercial hamster cages are nowhere near large enough for these active animals. We're talking about creatures that would roam several miles in a single night in the wild, and we've stuck them in what's essentially a shoebox. The absolute minimum floor space for a Syrian hamster should be around 450 square inches, but honestly, bigger is always better. For dwarf hamsters, you can go slightly smaller, but not by much. When hamsters don't have enough space, they develop something called cage aggression and stereotypic behaviors. You might see your hamster obsessively climbing the bars, biting at them constantly, or doing backflips off the walls. These aren't cute quirks. These are signs of severe stress and poor mental health. Think about it from their perspective. Imagine being confined to your bathroom for the rest of your life. You'd go crazy too, right? That's essentially what we're doing to hamsters in undersized enclosures. Now, let's talk about those adorable hamster wheels. Plot twist. The wheel itself isn't the problem. The problem is when you buy the wrong size wheel, and most people do. A wheel that's too small forces your hamster to arch their back in an unnatural way while running, which can cause serious spinal problems and pain over time. For Syrian hamsters, you need a wheel that's at least 10 to 12 inches in diameter. For dwarf varieties, 8 inches minimum. But here's what really gets me. Those wire mesh wheels, or wheels with rungs. These are terrible for hamsters. Their little feet can get caught in the gaps, leading to a condition called bumblefoot, which is exactly as painful as it sounds. The constant pressure on their feet from the uneven surface causes inflammation, infection, and serious discomfort. Stick with solid surface wheels, please. Your hamster's feet will thank you. Another major stressor that people completely overlook is lighting. Hamsters are crepuscular animals, meaning they're most active during dawn and dusk. They have extremely sensitive eyes adapted for low light conditions. So when you keep their cage in a brightly lit room, or worse, in direct sunlight, you're essentially torturing them. Imagine wearing night vision goggles in broad daylight and being forced to keep them on 24/7. That's what bright lighting feels like to a hamster. Direct sunlight is especially dangerous because hamsters can't regulate their body temperature well. They can overheat quickly, leading to heat stroke, which can be fatal. Keep your hamster's enclosure in a room with natural day-night cycles, but away from windows and bright lights. They need to be able to experience darkness to maintain their natural circadian rhythm. Speaking of environmental factors, let's talk about noise. Your hamster has incredibly sensitive hearing. Those ears aren't just cute, they're powerful sensory organs that pick up frequencies we can't even detect. So when you place your hamster's cage next to the TV, or in a room where you blast music, or near a busy household area with constant foot traffic, you're subjecting them to what amounts to a rock concert that never ends. Dogs barking, vacuum cleaners, loud conversations, sudden bangs and crashes, all of these create a constant state of alert for your hamster. In the wild, loud noises usually mean danger, a predator nearby. Your hamster doesn't know that the vacuum cleaner isn't going to eat them. Their stress hormones spike every single time, and chronic stress like this weakens their immune system and shortens their lifespan. Here's one that people really don't think about: improper bedding. That colorful, fluffy stuff that looks like cotton candy? Absolutely terrible. Cedar and pine shavings? Also terrible. These materials either pose ingestion risks, contain harmful oils that damage respiratory systems, or create dust that leads to breathing problems. Hamsters have tiny, delicate respiratory systems, and they're close to their bedding all the time, breathing in whatever particles it releases. The best bedding is paper-based, like aspen shavings or unscented paper bedding. You need at least 6 inches of depth, preferably more, because hamsters are natural burrowers. Denying them the ability to dig and create tunnels is another significant source of stress. Imagine having an overwhelming urge to do something and never being able to satisfy it. That's what it's like for a hamster that can't burrow. Now let's discuss something that might shock you. Handling your hamster incorrectly, or too much, is incredibly stressful for them. I know you love your little friend and want to hold them, but hamsters are prey animals. Being picked up by something giant mimics being caught by a predator. Some hamsters learn to tolerate handling, even enjoy it, but many never do. If you're grabbing your hamster from above, chasing them around the cage, or picking them up when they're sleeping, you're creating fear and stress. The proper way is to let them come to you. Scoop them up from below with both hands, creating a secure cup, and keep handling sessions short, especially at first. Also, not all hamsters are social creatures. Syrian hamsters are solitary and will fight to the death if housed together after maturity. Keeping them with cage mates is a constant source of stress and potential injury. Diet is another huge issue. Those colorful hamster food mixes filled with sugary treats, corn, and seeds covered in yogurt, that's basically junk food. It would be like if someone gave you nothing but candy and fast food every day. Hamsters need a balanced diet with a proper protein content, around 16 to 20%, and a variety of fresh vegetables in small amounts. Overfeeding or giving too many treats leads to obesity, which in hamsters can be deadly. A fat hamster isn't cute, it's unhealthy and uncomfortable. They also need access to clean, fresh water at all times. Those tiny water bottles can malfunction, leaving your hamster dehydrated without you realizing it. Check them daily. Here's something subtle but important. Lack of enrichment. A cage with nothing but a wheel and a food bowl is boring. Mind-numbingly boring. Hamsters are intelligent, curious animals. They need things to explore, chew, climb, and investigate. Without proper enrichment, they become depressed and stressed. Think hideouts, tunnels, chew toys, foraging opportunities where they have to work for their food. Scatter feeding is great for hamsters. Instead of dumping food in a bowl, hide it around their cage to stimulate natural foraging and prevent boredom, which can lead to bar chewing, over-grooming, or self-harm. Temperature swings are another hidden stressor. Hamsters need a stable environment between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Too cold can trigger dangerous torpor, while too hot can cause heat stroke. Keep cages away from vents, air conditioners, or drafty windows. Strong smells, perfume, candles, cleaners, cooking can overwhelm their sensitive noses. When cleaning, use only hot water or vinegar, leaving some bedding and items unwashed to preserve familiar scents. Irregular schedules stress hamsters too. Feed, clean, and handle them consistently. Other pets, especially cats or dogs, create fear even if separated. Ideally, keep the cage in a room inaccessible and unseen by predators. Unsafe substrates and accessories, painted wood, small plastic tubes, exercise balls, can be harmful. Stick to natural wood or ceramic, well-ventilated tunnels, and solid surface wheels. Free roaming in a hamster-proofed area is safer than balls. To reduce stress, provide a large cage, at least 450 square inches of continuous floor space, ideally 600 to 800 square inches or more, with deep bedding, a proper wheel, multiple hideouts, chew toys, and scatter feed. Keep the environment quiet, stable in temperature, free of strong smells, and predator-free. Handle gently, respecting their crepuscular activity. Educate yourself beyond pet store advice. Hamsters rely entirely on you for a safe, enriched life. With a 2 to 3 year lifespan, every choice matters. Your hamster deserves comfort and happiness. Act on what you now know.